I'm Holly.
And I'm Bridget.
And this
is Girls Next Level.
Welcome back to Girls Next Level podcast, everybody. We are here to talk about Change of Undress Part 2. We are back across the street at the Bunny House. And where we left off was where Laura was coming in. And they're saying who she was. And it's interesting because when they show the other women who used to live there, like Jillian and Kara and Sarah, they show just like kind of headshot footage and basic stuff. They go straight for Laura's body. Like she is getting naked to wash a car.
Oh.
And I don't know what that is. I don't know if they're trying to portray her as like the wild child. So the next scene is I'm in the dining room calling Valerie. I recap how we met her. We see the footage of her testing for Playmate with Steve Wada. And when I'm on the phone with her, I say, we're having a barbecue over at your new place. And that just sounded exciting to me. Your new place.
Oh.
Yeah. So after I call Valerie, we get into a Kendra scene. Is this the first time we're seeing her in this episode?
I think so. Wait. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we haven't seen her.
Yeah. In fact, I'm not sure if it's this episode or a different one, but it was so long before we actually saw Kendra in it. I wrote down how many minutes. It might have been the last one even too. Like it just kind of shows how she's like trying to phase out the show and like get on to the next chapter of her life at this point in time, and why Kevin was so desperately looking for other people to be a part of the show.
Yeah, and I think this scene that they have her in is something that's kind of plugged in because they just have so little footage of her, and it's her cleaning out her car. And maybe I'm getting this mixed up with the car wash scene in season 2 that she was really desperate to film. But I feel like I have a vague memory of her like really pitching this as an idea. Like, I need to clean out my car. Let's do me cleaning out my car. Am I wrong?
I don't know, because I felt like in my notes I wrote, okay, so they really were desperate to catch her doing anything because we are watching her clean out her car, which leads to nothing. Like it doesn't add to the episode. It doesn't take away from the episode, but it doesn't add anything to it. It's not even in the same
theme at all.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like, oh, here's Kendra. What is she going to do? She's cleaning out her car. Film it. Who cares? And it's not funny. There's not something interesting she finds. They try to make it look like she finds something interesting, but it's not interesting. And so I just think the whole thing is very, very weird. And also weird about it, it's early in the morning because I'm out still in my pajamas, no makeup on, walking Winnie. So that would typically have been around 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
Which is early for her.
To be up and dressed.
Yeah, to be up and dressed and being like already like out there cleaning out her car. So there's a lot of interesting things about this.
Yeah, it is. I like seeing the bunny speakers in the back of her car.
Yeah.
She had her car all pimped out and there were like speakers in the back with like Playboy bunnies on them. She found a birthday card in her car from when she turned 21, which was a year and a half ago at this point.
Right. And just for fun fact, this is the Escalade that got stolen. So
yeah.
This is the last we
stolen
get
at a
to
golf
see
course later.
Yeah, which is also a very strange story. And in commentary, she's talking about how she replaced it with a Lexus.
And then at the end, she like has this big trash bag of stuff and kind of alludes to the fact that she might just shove everything under her bed.
Yes.
And she'd rather shove it under her bed than have it in her car. And the next scene, they cut to some very sitcom-y music and some picturesque shots of the bunny house across the street. Angel comes over, and in commentary, we are freaking out and calling her a flake and saying, cornflake.
I said I'm going to start calling her Cornflake, and that's a cute name, actually. I like it.
I like it, too. Because at this point in time...
Sorry, I was just thinking, when I was listening to that commentary part, I was like, oh, people are probably going to be on there going, Bridget was talking mad shit, blah, 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 blah.
No, I think if you have a brain, you can hear her like laughing and joking.
Yeah.
And it was because like she's been on here and talked about this before. Like she had a really controlling boyfriend at the time. So she would like back out of stuff and like not commit to stuff and things like that.
And she brought a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Not that I wouldn't too, but she's really got a lot.
She's moving on in. I come to open the door and I have my Trader Vic's cup with me, which we got in Vegas.
Yeah, I wonder why you have that.
I guess I just thought, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I think I kept a lot of like my dishes and stuff over at that house. So if I had anything cute, it was there.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
I recap how I first met Angel when she was testing for Playmate. They play her gorgeous Playmate test shoot footage. And I say, I just love Angel. She's so much fun. So I asked her, what are you doing this summer? Do you want to come move in? And I feel like this is another place where we could have gone deeper into why Angel.
Yeah.
Just like the last episode, I felt like when Kendra was talking about befriending Brittany Binger, I wanted to hear more. I didn't just want to hear, she's a cool chick and she's hot, which is like, we hear that all the time.
Right.
And I don't know if I would have been like prepared enough or vulnerable enough or really at the time recognized enough why she was important to me, or if I would have been able to talk about what she added without sounding insulting to anybody else. But I do feel like we need it here. Like, why this one girl who didn't make Playmate, she's not working for the company, why her, you know?
Yeah, because I feel like it makes sense for anybody else and we don't have to go into such a long description because, well, they're playmates and they're coming around and they're working and they're, you know, part of the Playboy family or whatever. But for Angel, I feel like we do need that extra, well, why her? There's a million girls that test and don't make it and they don't get to like hang out and live, you know, there. So why her?
And if people want to know why her, and I think back on it, I feel like she had this quality where she was super like down to earth, quirky, funny and entertaining, and had manners. And I feel like that was kind of like a weird, rare combination that you didn't usually get with other people in that atmosphere. And I'm not trying to be insulting to anybody else, because obviously there's a ton of other people up there that we love. But I guess if I had to sum up what the common denominator with everybody else was, maybe there's an element, and this isn't a bad thing, of like being on their best behavior, you know, and everybody's real young, so they haven't really developed a lot of personality yet, but Angel kind of already had it.
Yeah. I think with Angel, she had like a ton of personality and we all really liked her and clicked with her. And it was fun to have that. And it's rare to find that in somebody, like you said, who also has manners. Because a lot of times somebody, if they're wild or quirky or things like that, they're also disrespectful.
And rude and annoying as fuck.
And messy and like a lot of negative things come with that. But with Angel, you got that fun, quirky personality and that kind of like, let's go do this, like sneaky thing sort of, that kind of vibe from her.
Yeah.
But still kept it like classy.
She's also warm and caring and cares about other people's feelings.
Yeah, it wasn't like in a negative way. It was like in a positive, fun way.
Yeah, it was a really rare combination of qualities that you didn't really get.
Yeah.
And it definitely adds to the show to have that kind of fun, outgoing personality, but also makes her fun to be around.
Yes.
And Angel says a little later in her confessional, actually, I'm not a playmate, but that makes me feel more excited to be here. I'm just a kick-ass friend. It's pretty badass. And then she does a pretty good job, I think, explaining what it is about her that other people connect with. She says, I'm very outgoing, spontaneous, and I'm always down to try new things. And I would definitely have to say, real. You don't get any bullshit from me.
Yeah.
And Juliana is there too. She's kind of helping Angel move in. We don't see Juliana the rest of the episode.
No.
And again, like we've said, the timing of this episode is so messy and not real life. And when this whole thing was being filmed was actually kind of when Angel was departing. Like obviously they're catching her coming in, but they're playing it along with like the barbecue and the painting party. I don't know. Like she was kind of back and forth and not really there. And Juliana was leaving. And during this week, the way it went was like Monday was the painting party. Tuesday was the Lakers game I was too depressed to go to. And in commentary, I say one of the many reasons I was depressed is because Juliana and Angel were leaving. And then the day after the Laker game was the day that the carpets got replaced, which we see in this episode. And then the Thursday of that week was Kendra's birthday, which I don't remember celebrating this year. We must have celebrated it somehow, but I just have Kendra's birthday written down on my day planner, but I don't remember how we celebrated it.
Yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head either. But I know in this episode, she's telling me that maybe it might be in commentary, but she's saying that she's going to Chicago for her birthday.
Oh, that makes sense. Doing like an
appearance
party, paid appearance type thing.
Yeah.
And we have the AFI Awards that day on Thursday. And then Friday is the barbecue at Mapleton. And then the day after that is the Jazz Festival. So it's like a bam, bam, bam week. And I'm in the emotional hell space from hell. Emotional headspace from hell.
And there's something that's surprising in the scene too. You're showing her around the house and you're like, this is the living room, this is the patio, that's where we're going to have barbecues and stuff. And then you walk her in the kitchen and say, and it's the kitchen, do you cook? And she says she does. And I was actually really surprised by that.
Well, doesn't she say something like, I do, but not really, or something like that?
She does qualify it a little bit at the end, but it sounded like she does cook. Like she kind of made it sound like, I do, or at least I try to, or something like that. But it sounded like she does cook. And I don't know, I was just totally surprised by that. But she does come from an Italian family, and I feel like maybe...
Probably a lot of family cooking.
Yeah, I feel like there's that going on.
In commentary, you say, that house would be cool if you really want to make it... Oh, no, I say, that house would be cool if you really wanted to make it cool. And you go, well, you have to have somebody who wants to make it cool.
Yeah. Because we were with somebody who didn't want to care about making it cool. He was just like, it's fine. And we were like, it's not fine.
The next scene is we go to a dance class at Crunch. And what preempted this was you and Kendra doing that pole dancing class with Barbie. And then Juliana wanted to try it. So we went to a pole dance and we all sucked.
Oh, no.
And Juliana was like, we're supposed to be the sexiest ones here. And we're like sucking and everybody else is good.
Oh, no. But
and then
Jeff is awesome. We're seeing Jeff again.
Yeah, Jeff, the instructor. And in commentary, Kendra says, people are always trying to take our ideas. And I go, who? And she goes, the twins.
Oh, did they do this too? Go to Crunch and do?
I don't know. I know they did poll on Girls Next Door season 6, but I think they had to do that for a movie they were doing.
Oh.
But I haven't even watched all of season 6, so I really don't know.
I haven't seen it, so...
So we go to Crunch for this kind of striptease dance class or hip hop class or whatever it was. And I loved going to those. He would always play the best music, like Britney Spears' Blackout and Paula Abdul and stuff like that.
I love it too.
You can see I just give up on the dance moves and I'm just doing my own thing at one point.
Do you remember there used to be a DVD, probably around this time, with Carmen Electra doing the strip aerobics?
Yeah, strip aerobics.
I loved it. I loved it.
That's so funny.
I know you guys have heard me talk about Hungry Root before, so you know how much I love it because it truly simplifies my life. Figuring out what to eat and then actually shopping for it and then making it is such a process for me. And with Hungry Root, it makes things so much easier. And for me, it has been a game changer. Like, I know for some people, like probably saving time or reaching their health goals or things like that is the reason to use Hungry Root. And all of those are great reasons. But for me, I get stuck in a rut and I cannot think of what to make. Like, I literally draw a blank. Hungry Root plans all my meals and groceries for the week, fills my cart, and delivers everything I'll need to eat healthy every day, all while taking into consideration my health goals, my dietary preferences, and my budget. This last week, I had Korean chicken. I made some rice to go with it and seasoned edamame beans. And then also I had the garlic chicken, and I also made rice to go with that too with some broccoli. It was delicious. Nick had to work, so I was able to just put his portion in a little Tupperware and send him off to work, and he loved it. And it was so nice for him too. And unlike other food delivery companies, Hungry Root now has over 50,000 chef-crafted recipes to choose from each week. And many of them are ready in just 15 minutes or less. And with over 1,000 grocery items like smoothies, sweets, kids snacks, salad kits, ready-to-eat meals, and supplements, it's insanely easy to find options that fit everyone's taste and nutrition goals, which is great for me because I'm a super particular eater. In addition to the meals I got, I also like getting just some snacky items. They have like the pickle slices and little cheese wedges and beef sticks. And I like having that kind of stuff on hand for a quick, easy snack. You are going to love Hungry Root as much as I do. And for a limited time, get 40% off your first box plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/nextlevel and use code nextlevel. That's hungryroot.com/nextlevel, code nextlevel to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. Gas, groceries, eating out. Everybody has to budget for them, even the tightest budgets. There is just no escaping those items. But here's what you can control. Getting cash back every single time you fill up, hit the grocery store, or go out to eat with the Upside app. The free Upside app gets you cash back on gas, groceries, and dining, the 3 things draining your wallet right now. Here's how it works. You open the app, you claim an offer, you pay with your card like normal, and you get paid. That's it. And yes, it's actual cash back. No points you'll never use, no credits that expire, money you transfer straight to your bank account. And that's not marketing speak. Independent studies confirm Upside users earn significantly more than traditional rewards programs. Over 100,000 participating locations means once you start checking the app, you realize how often there's an offer right where you're already going. Users earn $1 million in cash back every single week, and unlike other programs, you can stack Upside with your existing credit card and loyalty rewards. It takes only a few moments to check the Upside app before you fill up, eat out, or go to the grocery store. It's one of those things that should just be automatic. Before you eat out, before you pump that gas, check the app. Upside has given back $1 billion to its users. To find out how much you could earn, download the free Upside app and use promo code NEXTLEVEL to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas using promo code NEXTLEVEL.
And there's this section where we're all crawling on our knees. And I say that crawling on the ground is really hard on your knees, but you can make a really good entrance that way. I see that as a meme all the time.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Have you seen Wuthering Heights?
I didn't watch it yet. Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, how was it?
It's so good. And there's a dog scene that will take you out. That's what made me think of it. It's the crawling on the floor.
Oh, yeah. No, I haven't watched it. It came out like on that, like the night before Valentine's or something, Friday the 13th, I think. And I told
it was a Galentine's movie.
Well, Nick and I were out on that night, and I was like, "Oh, we could have gone to the movies tonight," but no, we did not. And then there's a scene in there where you guys are doing the class, and the legs are like spread and kind of like doing like this dance move, and Angel says, "I'm gonna keep my kitty closed."
Yeah, because you're like crouched down, and it's like you open your knees, and he goes, "Open Hello Kitty," and she goes, "I'm gonna keep my Hello Kitty closed." And then in confessional, I say, I know all the girls had fun at strip class, even though some of them were acting pretty mortified.
Yeah.
And I think they were asking me about Angel, and I said acting pretty mortified because I don't know, you'd have to ask her. But I felt like she was being like extra prim and proper because like her boyfriend might be watching. Because she talked about that when she was here, and
Yeah.
I think even back at the time, and that's why I said that in the confessional, is I sense that we're toning things down a little because he might be watching.
Right. So the next scene, we're back at the Mapleton house. We see the gates open, and a truck is pulling up, and there is furniture arriving.
Yeah, I show up in my Prius. People are unloading stuff from a truck, and it's the new patio furniture, which is kind of crazy. We didn't have patio furniture over there at all.
There was none, or it was just being replaced?
There was none.
I didn't even
There
realize
wasn't
that.
any. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because I don't want to say nobody was really over there because girls were living there. But yeah, really weird that there was no patio furniture whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, for the longest time, nobody was living
Yeah.
there. It was like my closet and your closet.
Yeah.
It's funny, they come and they are putting in the poll, and in commentary, I think I'm still doing my condo because I say, "Oh, I'm going to put one of those in my condo." And Kendra says she's definitely getting one too.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
I'm dancing around, sticking my ass in the camera right where it belongs. And I say, if there's one thing a girl can't resist, it's a stripper pole, which is true.
I mean, they are fun. They are so much fun.
They are. Even if you aren't good at it or don't know how to do shit on it. It's
Doesn't
just
matter.
Fun to take a spin.
Yeah. The next scene, I walk in, I say, "Knock, knock." I always do that when I walk in a room or something to let people know I'm there. Knock, knock.
Well, it works for the scene, too. It brings us into the next scene. And then Sarah Underwood is suddenly there, suddenly in the bunny house, and she says, "Come in."
But can I just say I have my hands full of what looks like delicious Starbucks. Like my mouth is watering looking at those.
It looks like there's a caramel macchiato on there.
There 100% was.
It's funny you say that because as you were saying that, I'm like, fuck this soda. I think I need to order us some Starbucks. Like, it sounds good right now.
It does sound good.
So you walk in with the biggest tray of Starbucks, and in commentary, I say I had the biggest PMS of my life that day. We filmed the paint party, which was really like, I just finished in vitro, so my hormones are crashing. And I say that later in the episode, like I had set my coffee somewhere and like one of the sound guys knocked it over and I was so sad.
I mean, that would be sad anytime, but it's especially sad when you're like, got a big day ahead of you and you're PMSing and you're like looking forward to that and like like I can feel all the frustration and emotion. Like you just want to cry over it, and it's like, why would you cry over a spilled coffee? But because like
that was
I can
your
feel
treat.
it. Yeah, like I
That's
can
what was
feel
getting
it.
you through the day. And Postmates hadn't been invented yet,
Right?
So like if I had wanted specifically a Starbucks, you would have had to make a whole.
Oh, we would have had to
out
stop,
of it.
and we couldn't because we're filming. But we would have stopped down and like got in the car and driven down there and gotten it, or send an assistant to go and get it. Which
we didn't really have that vibe. Like the people we worked with were great, but I never had that vibe where I felt like I could ask for that. Whereas now on any set I'm on, whether it's a photo shoot, filming a TV show, there's always somebody coming up to me. Do you need a coffee? Do you need this? Do you need that? But I never even felt like that could ever be asked for. And maybe it was true. Like maybe Kevin was just cheap enough that there wasn't that extra person there who would ever be available to do that. Whereas any other set I'm on now, no matter how cheap the budget, there's somebody.
Yeah.
But back then, I just would have never felt like
no, I never got
could
that
have
vibe
asked
that
for
we
that.
could have just
Yeah.
done that.
never.
And nobody was coming in the cameras in the morning when we're like filming early and be like, does anybody need a coffee before we get started? We can send somebody out.
Do you think that's a tactic because I can see Kevin thinking this, they felt like what they were getting wasn't going to be as real if we were
Yes.
pampered at all?
Yeah, well, and I think that if you want a coffee, we're going to film you go get that coffee.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to go get it for you because that would alter the reality of what's happening here.
Yeah, that was probably a part of it. And I say in commentary too, I was also upset because no one helped me clean up after the painting party except Laura.
Really?
Yeah, nobody.
That's crazy. I wonder where I would have gone because I'm usually like,
Yeah, I don't know if something else had started going on or what the deal was, but I don't know.
because I feel like I don't typically leave it hanging. Like I'll help get the stuff together. I'll help clean it. Like I
Yeah.
usually stick around. So I feel like there had to have been some reason for me to have to skedaddle right away.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's weird and interesting. When I come in, I say, "Who's ready to paint?" And then I ask, "Who's painted before for real?" Because I had a house before, and
Yeah.
we were the painters on the inside, so I had like. I say professionally in quotes, professionally painted before, and I know it's a lot of work, and I know it's not just slapping paint on the wall. There's a lot of taping off you have to do if you're going to do it right. Anyway, there's a lot of taping off and things like that. And so I was like curious if anybody had any kind of idea of what we were going to be doing, and turns out no,
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's ever painted before in there except for me.
And who was at this painting party? It's me, you, and Kendra, obviously. Sarah, Brittany Binger, Laura, Kayla, Candace Cassidy, who was shooting for Playmate at the time. I love her pictorial so much, by the way. Like, I looked at it recently. It was like cowgirl themed. It was so cute.
Oh, I'd have to look at it again.
And then you're the one in voiceover listing off who's there. And then you go, and Stephanie. And they show her, and I was like, who's Stephanie?
I know. When I was rewatching this too, I was like, who's that?
Yeah, she's a pretty brunette girl. I had to look at my schedule, though, and I saw she was testing for Playmate that week.
Okay.
But I was like, who's Stephanie?
Wait, what week was this filmed again? June?
Yeah, it was June. I have a picture of it. I took a picture of my day planner just because this week was such a crazy week. It was June
13th, Friday the 13th, right?
Yeah, it was the week of June 9th, so the barbecue was on Friday the 13th.
Oh, the barbecue was. Okay, so the day we're painting is probably like Monday or something. I was just wondering, Nick has a funny story, but it isn't this. And I maybe should let him tell you, but I'll just give you like a little brief thing. When he came to the mansion for the first time, it was back in March. And he was told he wasn't allowed to talk to any of us or like anything, don't even look at them basically. And even though we did have a brief conversation about him being a director and my movie and stuff like that, that was like the stint of it. And it was with Dickie Band sitting right there and Hev sitting right there, whatever. But after he left, Dickie called him and was like, hey, did you think any girls were hot? Do you want me to get anybody's numbers for you? And I was like, that is creepy. And he's like, so obviously I wasn't allowed to say like, you or Holly or Kendra or anything like that. And there was only like one other girl that was sitting on the other side of him, and she was there testing, and she was like a pretty brunette or whatever. And he was like, did you think, and then Dickie was like, did you think that brunette was hot? Like, I can get her information for you and stuff. And it's like, yeah. I mean, he's like, I don't want to say she's not hot or whatever, or that I'm not interested. So I'm just like, yeah, she was okay. Yeah, she was nice. I don't know. Like,
Dickie living vicariously.
I'll have to let Nick tell the whole story, like from his perspective. But and at first I just laughed and thought that was funny. But now I look back on it and I think, ew, that's kind of gross. Like, why is Dickie like? Unless Nick specifically said, oh, there was a girl that I kind of hit it off there, and I'd love to get her information or something like that. Can you ask her? Why is Dickie trying to like push that?
Yeah, I can see it does seem creepy, but also because Nick was young and cute, it seems a little innocent too. Like he's just trying to set people up, kind of. Because it's not like he's a creepy old dude. Like I would really think it was creepy if it was a creepy old dude and he's like, did you think any of those girls were hot? I'm going to go get their number.
Yeah.
But I see it more as like just setting up. Like you're an uncle setting people up or something. Because at least he was like eligible age and looks and stuff.
And then part of me felt like he was testing him because I was the only one he really talked to that whole night, was testing him to see if he would be like
snooping.
Yeah, like, oh. And then eventually he does have to ask Dickie for my email information because we didn't exchange. And then for whatever reason, I didn't see Dickie for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something like that, because Dickie's like, oh, finally, you're back. Remember that guy that I brought to dinner that one time? And it was Howard. I was like, oh, yes, I remember. And he was like, he asked for your email and I don't want to give it to him because I would never give out your contact information, but he's interested in doing the movie. And I was like, oh, yeah, you could give it to him. But that was like weeks later.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, when I saw that there was the Stephanie girl, Burnett, and I was like, oh, wait, could it have been that time? But no, it's different timing. But
and there were
story.
so many girls coming in and out to test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
O Positive is a women's health company. They offer a range of symptom-targeting supplements that support women at every stage of life, from their first period to well beyond their last. O Positive is proud to have the best-selling women's health products at Target and on Amazon. Vaginal Probiotics is one of the top 5 supplements on Amazon, and they have multiple #1 products in Target for intimate care, PMS, and menopause categories. So what's so special about O Positive's products? They create real, tangible results with ingredients that are backed by clinical studies and shaped by board-certified doctors. O Positive is committed to breaking down stigmas and addressing issues many women experience: hormone health, vaginal health, menopause, and so much more. So what is Uro? Uro is a probiotic blend specifically formulated to support vaginal health. It balances healthy vaginal pH, support healthy vaginal smell, and maintain healthy vaginal flora. When taken daily, and that's 2 capsules a day, Uro delivers noticeable benefits within 8 weeks. Many may see results even sooner, and many customers talk about how the improvement in the vaginal health led to greater confidence as well as better sex and intimacy. Just listen to some of these reviews. This product does everything it says it will. I'm just finishing my 2nd month. I have no discharge, no odor, and no taste. This stuff is a game changer. Or this one, they have really helped to keep me balanced and me feeling comfortable with having a sex life again. Take proactive care of your health and head to opositive.com/nextlevel or enter nextlevel at checkout for 25% off your first purchase. That's opositiv.com/nextlevel for 25% off.
So we're trying to put the rollers together. You're really struggling with it.
Really struggling. And when you ask who's painted before for real, and I say, I have never have, but it doesn't look hard. And they cut to Kayla's face and she's like, just like resting bitch face, but it makes it look like she's snaring kind of.
And then you say you did help your mom paint a room once.
Yeah, and I'm so weirdly deadpan when I say that. And I feel like this is another time where I'm like really annoyed in my confessional because I'm seeing it a lot in my confessional in this episode. I just seem like so annoyed, like I'm just angry at what they're asking. And I don't know if that was a hormonal thing or if some of these confessionals were filmed after I broke it off with Hef and I thought some of the stuff they were asking was weird. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I'm noticing a couple more than once in this episode.
Well, they were probably sitting there in confessional going, so have you really never painted anything before? And you're like, "Ugh, I mean,
Get me out of this chair.
yeah, there was
I
a
don't even live
room
here
one time
anymore."
when
Yeah.
I was 5 that I helped my mom paint.
Yeah. And then we're dumping the paint into like those paint pans. And I go on this spiel like, blah, blah, paint or whatever.
That is such a crazy tongue twister no matter what.
And I'm typo like crazy right here. So I'm like, oh, what am I saying? But it's such a plug because I think they gave us free paint. And also the sheets you see later were designed for us complimentary. And you can see in one of the deleted scenes, I'm meeting with the guy who's making the custom sheets. So like I am trying to do this bargain basement for Hef and get like all the free shit I can.
I'm surprised they
Which
didn't
is
take
just
it out
crazy.
of you pitching or leaving in who the paint is from.
No, I think we had to because I think those
Oh.
deals like had to go through the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they even created a custom color called Holly Hot Pink, which is what
Nice.
you're seeing. So we're painting. I'm drawing every body part on the wall you can imagine. Sarah Underwood writes, Sarah loves Garth because she had a crush on Garth Brooks.
Yes.
And it was funny because she did this tabloid interview once where they're asking her about her crush on Garth Brooks. And she was telling me once when she did this interview, and it was innocent. Like she's not, like he was married. She's not
It
like
was like my
expecting-
George Clooney thing.
Yeah,
Like it's just
it was
one of
like
those things where you're like,
she grew up having a crush on him or something.
yeah.
So she's doing this tabloid interview and like gushing about how much she loves Garth Brooks. But she said that when she told me about it, she said that like halfway through the interview, she started to get a bad feeling. Like she knew what they were going to do. And lo and behold, it came out as like part of a cover on one of the tabloids. And it said, Trisha Yearwood, watch out. This hot Playboy playmate is after your man. It's like a picture of Sarah in a funny costume.
Oh my God. Embarrassing.
So funny.
Have we talked about the whole Garth Brooks serial killer weirdness?
That conspiracy theory?
Yes.
Tell me about it. I kind of
Well,
know about it.
No, I don't feel like I'm prepared with the details, but it's,
Okay, well, part of it is back in the 90s, he had this project where he came up with this alter ego. What was his name?
I would have to look all this up. But
And he had like cut short dark hair and he was all brooding and he had like a soul patch facial hair. It was like Gaines. What was the name? Chad Gaines or something like that. He had a whole stage name and it was a whole album of like broody rock music, I think. Chris Gaines, that was the name. But people have developed like a conspiracy theory around it that the Chris Gaines persona is really a killer.
oh my gosh. Well, there's people were referencing his tour dates with like missing person reports and unsolved homicides in those cities.
Who even thought to make that connection? Like, why?
Well, I guess so. It says it started from a joke where somebody said that Garth Brooks had a serial killer smile.
Ooh.
And and then people were joking like, where are the bodies, Garth? And then they started doing this, like internet users did this cross-reference and then it's just persisted. But it's crazy. I mean, I know this is just the AI overview, but I know that it goes deeper than all of that.
That's really weird. Because on one hand, I'm like, wow, it's crazy. You don't know the shit people are going to make up. But with everything that's coming out these days, who really knows? I feel like everybody who was like an untouchable celebrity in the 90s is like you're finding out they're a freak.
It is very weird right now. Like, I feel like
I don't like it.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know what to believe right now.
Yeah.
Like it's very crazy. And this whole Garth Brooks thing, it's just some weird internet conspiracy theory as far as I know, but it's a rabbit hole. Like if you look it up, it's a crazy rabbit hole.
I feel like for everything put out in the news, there's like the straight story and then the alternative story, but people like equally believe each story.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, so you talk about we should start a painting business. We're pretty good at that. Painters are expensive. We should have this in our back pocket.
Well, I feel like we would get hired because that group of
it's like
girls.
topless maids. Yeah. We were watching some movie. Forrest had some like comedy movie on that references topless maids. And somehow like he like FaceTimed his dad at the same time. And he's like, what's a topless maid? And we're just like dying laughing.
Oh my God.
Remember there used to be a van that was always parked outside the Oakwood and it was like topless maids.
Was it outside the Oakwood?
Yeah, it was on that road outside the Oakwood. What road is that? Is it Barham? What road is that?
Yeah, and then it switches into something else, I think.
Anyway, we are painting another bathroom pink, not the Pepto-Bismol one because we're keeping that. And Laura's talking about how she had a pink toilet at home.
Sorry, I'm just laughing because it keeps showing me like talking about how we can get so much money for this and professional painters. And this is a great skill to have in your back pocket because painters are so expensive and stuff. And then it just shows dollar signs in my eyes.
It's a good side hustle. So she's talking about how she had a pink toilet. Her boyfriend bought her the domain name prettypinktoilet.com, which then went to her website. And then years later...
Is that still a thing? Like if you click on that?
Let's look it up. And then years later in Vegas, we had her birthday dinner at Circus Steakhouse. And I got her this giant cake with like a pink fondant toilet on top of it.
That's funny.
It says server can't open the page because the server can't be found. Wah, wah.
No more. Somebody stop paying.
So we're busy painting. You slap a handprint on my ass, which I have to show you. Never washed out.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. And then I slapped Sarah's leg.
And she's like, bitch.
She was mad, I think, that I did that.
And you're like, I was just trying to stop you from falling. And then we get into the red paint, which I don't know why I thought red was like a great color for a room.
Yeah.
I think I was thinking like, when I think of like OG Playboy colors, I think like red, black, and white. And I think it was kind of like inspired by that, but it just looks deadly. And then Kendra decides to paint her boobs. And then she's making boob prints on the wall.
And it's interesting because I haven't seen her in this whole scene, right? Until she comes in right here. And it's like she just came in to do the quick flash my boobs scene.
Probably because she makes reference later when we're doing the barbecue scene, how she was all dolled up because she was ready to go to Chicago. And she's like, I just came over, flashed my boobs, and left.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of that going on. I think this week, I think she knows she has to clock in. And she's like, I'm going to give them what they want and leave.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Yeah, so she pulls her boobs out, paints them, and then starts pressing them against the wall.
Sarah tells her the paint comes off easy when she says she wants to go wash it off. It takes a minute for Kendra to get the paint off. And watching it, I just have the impression she just must have let it sit there and dry for a while.
I think
That's kind of
so,
what
too.
it looks like. And then they do a whole montage where it turns black and white. And she's like, don't ever paint your boobs. And they go, do, 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 do.
It's like a
And do
PSA.
like a, the more you know, but it says the less you show.
Yeah.
It's a cute little edit. And in commentary, she's saying, it's weird when you exit the mansion and after seeing yourself through tunnel vision and then you leave and it hits you like, wait, we have nudity on our show? Like, who has nudity on on their show? And me and Kendra are kind of like in agreement on this. And you're like, and I'm like, is that weird? And I go, is it weird that I think that? And you're kind of still in the camp of like thinking it's not weird, or at least it seems like that in the commentary.
I feel like I was just in the mode that all of my everything's out there already. We've done all these pictorials and we've been on the show, so I'm not weirded out by it anymore. Like I'm not hiding anything anymore. Like there's nothing to hide.
Yeah.
So like the fact that my boobs get shown one more time or whatever, it's like, did we need it? No. But does it make a difference at this point? No.
Yeah. I think I was just at this point where I'd been in the bubble at the mansion for so long and you're just so acclimatized to certain things. And after I got out of it, I start to realize, wait, nobody else has nudity on their show.
Yeah.
Why are we the only ones?
I know.
And I get it because it's about Playboy, so people kind of want to see it, but it didn't have to be done that way. Like you could have blocked things in a certain way. Like, I'm just like, oh, we really got. Not that I'm super prudy about nudity or anything, but I just feel like we were kind of sold a bill of goods in a way.
Kendra said that she decided to paint her chest at the painting party because she got really bored and wanted something else. And I feel like she always got really bored in the scenes. Like a group of girls doing something was never entertaining enough for her.
And she says she's wearing pants she got from Anastasia's birthday because we had already filmed that. We'd already filmed like most of the season by the time we're doing this.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So nuts. And then we cut to us in the living room and we're all sitting around looking very bored before Kendra proposes the idea of dipping our feet in the paint and walking around the carpet. And I feel like this is another scene that we've talked about before where there's kind of this weird dead energy over at the Playmate house.
Yeah.
Like for years, I was always trying to make the Playmate house happen. And we'd go over there and do little things. And, we're not allowed to play music when we're on camera, which I think ruins a lot of the vibe.
It makes it so hard.
But there was something about that house, too, that had like a downer energy.
Yeah.
And we're in this static scene again when we're all kind of like sitting in the living room, twiddling our thumbs. And like you can feel just the non-energy in the room.
I agree. And it's so crazy when you have that many people and that many girls.
It shouldn't be like that.
It shouldn't. I do think music is a huge factor. There's no music, there's no TV. Like anytime we're filming, we have to turn all that off.
Yeah.
So it also makes it kind of hard when we're getting ready for parties. You want to get all pumped up. You want good music playing and stuff. We always have to turn it off when they were filming.
Low ceilings change the vibe too.
Yes.
And it's weird how it does it in different ways. Like in Vegas, it's a positive thing for a casino to have a low ceiling because people feel safer gambling.
Oh.
But I feel like it was not working for us at the Bunny House. Like I feel like at the mansion, not only like I'm thinking of the Great Hall, do you have like these giant rooms, this giant space for like the energy to flow, but there's also like always something humming in the background with the staff. And there's always kind of a feeling that anything could happen at any moment. Like you don't know who's going to pop up there for a drop in, or you don't know.
Yeah.
So there's always kind of that buzzing energy going on. Whereas the Playmate house, it was just like dead. And I think that's another thing too, is you get that contrast. You have the contrast from living in a place that's not really private. Anything could happen, buzzing energy. And you go over to like
a private home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like if I randomly brought a bunch of people to my house in Vegas, which is a mid-century and it's like shaped a lot like the Bunny house was shaped, we'd have to like really get a conversation going or play some music or put something on, and then the energy would get flowing, but it would start out very static and dead,
Yeah. Well, I remember even in the Mean Girls era, like I had my closet over at the other house and I would just go over there and be like, just like getting away
because you're away from them. Mm-hmm. Well, that's a positive thing.
Yeah. And it was just so quiet over there and I knew nobody was coming over there. Like I could sit there for a minute and nobody would be coming over.
Yeah.
I don't even think those girls had a key to that house. I think you and I did because we had closets over there, but I don't think they had a key to that house.
We should have hid there more.
We should have.
We used it for some things. Like, remember we had that coach come over and teach us like on camera hosting and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely, I tried to use it as much as possible because it's just sitting there. It was used for parking.
Yeah.
For the staff.
This custom segment is brought to you by a new series on Netflix called Age of Attraction. So have you heard about this new series, Age of Attraction?
A little bit. Tell me about it.
Okay, it's brought to you by Nick Viall and his girlfriend, Natalie.
Okay.
And they have an age difference, which I can't tell by looking at them, but they have an age difference. And I think that plays into the inspiration of the show a little bit too, because all the contestants don't know each other's age.
Oh.
So it's kind of like a social experiment. This has never been done before.
Interesting. I wonder if it's older females and younger guys, or older guys and younger females, or a mixture of both.
I don't know. That's what I want to find out when this is on.
I mean, no secret here, but I've always dated older guys until Nick. And now he's younger and I'm the older one.
Oh, what's your age difference? I didn't know.
Like, oh gosh, I have to think about this for a minute. Like 5 years.
Oh, that feels like nothing once you get past 30, though. Because you know how when you're younger, like if you were 26, you probably wouldn't want to date like a 18-year-old.
Right.
I mean, some people do, but you probably wouldn't want to. But then as you get older, like under 10-year age difference, like once you're past 30, it feels like nothing. Like you might as well be the same age.
Yeah. I remember when I was first coming out of the mansion, I was like, oh, I don't know, younger guys. I don't know. I'm still like thinking older and stuff. But it just happened and it works.
Yeah.
My first husband was 10 years older than me.
Yeah. And that worked for a while. How long were you married?
It worked for a while, and it wasn't the age difference that it was my age. And not because he was 10 years older, it was because I was so young. I still had a lot of growing to do.
Yeah, you felt like you hadn't really lived life before you settled down.
Yeah, but I don't think it was because he was 10 years older.
Yeah,
if
it was
that
just
makes
like
sense.
you settled down too young.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's so interesting. Like, obviously, I might have my opinions because, like, my relationship with Hef, which was like a over 50-year age difference, was not necessarily the most positive, but I think it can work sometimes. So it would be interesting. And it's interesting to see the potential of people falling for each other without even knowing there's an age difference.
Yeah.
I mean, the show's not out yet. I haven't seen it. I don't know how they're going to do it, but
Yeah, it comes out March 11th, so it'll be exciting to see.
yeah, I can't wait. So I wonder how much drama there's going to be. Like, I wonder if people are going to get pissed at each other for, even though it's not their fault, they don't disclose their age. That's the rules. Like, I wonder if people are going to get pissed when they find out, if they're disappointed.
It's a dating show. There's going to be tons of drama, and we all live for it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even love drama, but for some reason, dating shows I'm into.
Yeah, and I wonder who they're going to pick as candidates. Like, I wonder if these people are going to have a history of dating different ages or not at all. Like, have only dated their own age.
Right.
That'll be interesting to see.
It will be. I'm sure some people will walk away single and others coupled up, and we'll see how long it lasts.
Do you think age matters if the connection is real?
I don't think it matters. I mean, I guess it depends on how big the gap is, too. I would say that maybe then, like 50 years with us with Hef is a big, and that might matter. But like you were saying, like 10 years, 5 years, even 15 years and stuff like that, I feel like once you're older, that seems less and less.
And as goofy as this sounds, even though the age between Hef and I was extreme, the problems I had with the relationship weren't necessarily age related. I mean, there were, like, obviously not being able to have kids and things like that. That's very age related. But parts of the personality were really aligned. I mean, there were parts that weren't, like the coercive parts and like manipulative parts. And I think that can be a problem with age, but on this show, nobody knows each other's age. So there's not a potential for like creeps who are out there like looking for super younger. You know what I mean?
Right. And I think it's like you have a lot of things about you that are old soul and that so it really related to him too.
Yeah.
Like my sister has a lot of old soul things in her. Like she's good with somebody older than her.
Is her marriage age gap or no?
They have like a 7-year age gap.
Yeah. And that can feel pretty significant 'cause she met him pretty young.
Yeah, she met him young too. And I was worried for her. I was like, okay, because I made that same mistake. Like, be sure. Like, I didn't want to tell her not to. She's in love and stuff. But like at the same time, be sure because I did that same thing. And, you know, then I grew out of that.
But they're still together 25 years later.
They're still together.
Yeah, that's crazy. So you just never know how it's going to go. Tune into Netflix for the new series Age of Attraction, premiering March 11th. So then we all decide to dip our feet in the paint, walk around, paint words on the floor. You suggest somebody lay down and we do like a body outline, which we do that. And that made me think of that restaurant on Melrose. Is that still there?
I don't think so.
There was this cutest Italian restaurant called Goodfellas, and it was so cute, and it had like a body outline on the floor. Like, I loved going there.
Me too. It was just a little hole in the wall place.
I'm going to look it up to see if it's still there. What did we get to eat there? Was it like a calzones type of thing?
I don't remember getting a calzone there. I feel like it was just like pasta.
This location is permanently closed.
Yeah.
Sadsies. I wonder if it was a COVID casualty. The last review was over 15 years ago.
I was going to say, I feel like it's been closed a long time, but I could have been wrong.
Like right after we left the mansion.
Yeah.
That's sad.
We're walking around on the carpet and with the paint and stuff, and I know the carpet's going to be changed, but I still am feeling like stressed
Uneasy?
out that we're going to be in trouble for this. Like, for some reason, that is not okay to do.
I can feel it even just thinking about it in hindsight.
Yeah. So I'm sort of like, I know this is Kendra's big idea, and I know we're filming, and I know they're changing the carpet, but like there's part of me that's like, oh,
scared.
We're going to get in trouble for this.
I know.
But I do love the trace out of me in the body.
Yeah, it's so cute. And then somebody says Hef has to come over.
Yeah, I think Sarah does.
Yeah.
He has to see this.
So somehow we wrangle Hef to come over. Was he always planning on coming over and seeing the painting?
I don't think so, because we kind of say things in here like, now he really does have to come over, as if it was already determined that Hef's not going to be coming over. I think that they didn't want him to come over until the final reveal.
Oh,
so
that
we're
makes
doing all
sense.
this stuff. We're changing the carpet. We're coloring the wall, painting the walls, and we're, putting in the furniture and stuff like that. And then he gets to come see the big reveal, but not in between.
Yeah.
And it sounded like he was having a really busy day too in the office, doing whatever. So
in commentary, Kendra says if the cameras weren't on him, he would have been pissed.
I really think so.
I think so too. I think he wouldn't have got the joke. And do you notice when he walks in, it seems like it takes him a really long time to even notice the floor. It's more like he's just looking around for people and he's confused because he can't see people. And it takes a second before he notices the floor. Am I wrong?
I can't tell if that's just the way it's edited or if because I feel like you can't miss that the second you walk in the door. It's like a murder scene.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like he would have noticed it. So I can't tell if it's just the way they edit it to make it, to draw it out and... and we're all hiding. We're all hiding from him, which I know he probably didn't love that part either.
Totally.
But some of us are like back behind in another room and some of us are ducked into the bar.
They're playing weird murder music when he comes in. And then he says a joke or somebody says a joke like, we got caught red-footed. And in Kendra's confessional, they do a cute little graphic where she sticks up her foot and they put like a red print on it.
Yeah.
They are doing a lot of graphics in this episode. And some of them I love, and some of them I think are like jump the shark status.
Oh. But I do think it's funny because of the whole term getting caught red-handed or something. And then we have red
the red
feet.
foot graphic. That's one of the ones I really like.
It in the scene, the camera's panned down to my feet and my feet are red.
Yeah.
So it's sort of funny.
One graphic I feel like is weird and feels like jump the shark is it has Hef kind of looking at the camera and he puts on his sunglasses or puts them back on and goes, well, it looks as if we found our girls. And then they do this weird graphic that's like a CSI, but it says G&D Holmby Hills. And for some reason, I didn't like that whole sequence. I felt like this isn't our show.
Oh.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I could see
Maybe
that.
I'm already in a mood because I'm watching this episode and I'm remembering the mood I was in during this whole time. And I'm like, I don't know. It felt weird.
I feel like if they didn't do it, though, we wouldn't really get the full gist of like what he was trying to do. Like he's being the detective solving the murder mystery or whatever. And I feel
but
like
even that part, I feel like that being included is part of what I don't like. I don't know why.
Okay.
Maybe something about the vibe almost feels like season 6-ish to me in hindsight. I don't know. There's just something I don't like about it. So the next scene is the carpet getting delivered really 2 days later. And I look wrecked. Like as I'm watching this episode, before I went back and looked at my day planner, I'm like, ooh, was I hung over? Like, what did I do the night before? Because I look so fucking wrecked. But then I looked at my day planner, and this was the morning after the Laker game that I was too depressed to go to. And was just like laying in my bed, super depressed. So I'm still not feeling good the next day. And they do a fun time-lapse footage of the carpet getting installed.
Things look so crazy when you pull out all the carpet. Like the room looks so much bigger.
Right.
And I can almost see like all kinds of different possibilities suddenly with all that furniture out and the carpet out. I'm like, oh, wait, we could do this and we could do that. And we could. Whereas when all the furniture and the carpet's in there, I kind of get stuck on like, oh, it needs to look like this kind of thing. But with all of it out and it's a blank space, I was like.
Yeah, because that was a really big room.
Yeah.
I could have done a lot with it. So we cut to what in reality was 2 days later. It shows me setting up for the barbecue. I'm putting these Harry Potter jelly beans out because we had already gone to Dallas and Chicago for the Playmate search. And I remember looking everywhere for the Harry Potter jelly beans because those were new back then. And I finally found them somewhere and I put them in a glass like as a prank, hoping somebody would like eat them.
Ew. And what was the deal with the condoms on the table?
I put them out for Laura because it was some kind of a private joke. And after the fact, Hef complained about it. It was like, why were you putting out condoms? I go, oh, they were for Laura. It's like a private joke. Why would Laura need condoms? I'm like, why do you care? God. So then you and Kendra come over. Kendra has her hair totally done. She's all done up. And she says that's because she had to go to Chicago for a promo.
Yeah, she's leaving that day. I say knock knock again.
Yeah.
And Kendra screams burgers, and we're looking at the carpet, and we're like smelling it and laying on it.
Carpet.
Yeah. What is it about carpet that smells good though?
I don't know. But
Chemicals.
I love a new car smell.
I do too. Yeah, everyone starts arriving. I'm cooking. I'm the barbecue master.
You look hot on the barbecue.
Thanks. I was just going to say I'm the pit master.
Yeah. And then Valerie arrives for the first time. So I go and answer the door, welcome Valerie. And Valerie's wearing the cutest pink, ruffly BB dress. We're talking about how cute her dress is in commentary. And in commentary, we're talking about shopping for dresses for the holidays, which are coming up. I ask, what are you guys wearing to the Girls Next Door book signing? Because we have that coming up in Vegas. Kendra says she's hosting New Year's Eve at a place at Planet Hollywood.
And then she's being real weird about it and won't tell us where.
And I swear she says like Asia.
She does.
And if that was a club at Planet Hollywood, that was gone within a few months by the time I was there, because they only had a club called Privé when I was there. And then it switched to Gallery after that. And then she gets real secretive. She's like, oh, I don't want to say because I heard it was bad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The whole interaction is very, very strange.
Yeah, I tried to Google that too, like, because it kind of sounds familiar. A club called Asia in Vegas, like AJA. And I tried to look it up. I couldn't find anything. But stuff disappears off the internet. I can't even find a picture of the drink.
Wait, AJA.
Doesn't that sound familiar, like a Vegas club?
Yes.
Let me look that up again.
I'm like, oh, because when she said it, I was thinking Asia, ASIA. But now that you say AJA, I'm like, oh, wait. I do remember a club named that, I feel like.
Let me ask the Vegas group chat.
Did you guys know that a pillowcase can help with anti-aging and hydration? It's true. Blissy's silk pillowcases reduce fine lines, wrinkles, and sleep creases and helps prevent breakouts. Plus, it helps your hair too, reduces frizz, I need help with that, breakage, and preserves style and color. I know there are a lot of satin pillowcases out there on the market, but silk is better than satin. Silk is natural, cooling, and gentler on skin and hair. And Blissy uses the highest grade quality silk, 100% pure mulberry silk. Blissy pillowcases are hypoallergenic, dermatologist tested and recommended, and here's one of the best parts, easy care. You just throw them in the washing machine. They have over 100 colors, which I love and hate. I love it because I love to theme everything, but I hate it because sometimes I can't decide what color I want. Plus, they have new Wicked and Harry Potter designs and a Zodiac collection. I love how cooling and soothing my Blissy pillowcase is. And I've told you guys before how I struggle with bedhead and creases, and this, I wake up crease-free. And because you're a listener, Blissy is offering 60 nights risk-free plus an additional 30% off when you shop at blissy.com/girlsnextlevel. That's BLISSY.com/girlsnextlevel and use code girlsnextlevel to get an additional 30% off. Your skin and hair will thank you.
Yeah, but when we're talking about shopping, we're talking about needing clothes because your birthday's coming up. And I think that's the birthday I go to.
Yeah.
And then New Year's is coming up and the signing we have coming up. There's just like all these things that we need outfits for, and we haven't had time to go shopping at all for anything.
And I'd forgotten this, but in commentary, I say that I had always been trying to get Hef for the past couple of years to do New Year's Eve in Vegas instead of at the mansion, because we were all talking about how that was just not our favorite party at the mansion. It was nobody's favorite party. Hef wasn't even that into New Year's Eve.
But I will say that this New Year's Eve was one of my favorite parties.
2008?
Going into 2009.
Oh, well, I wasn't at that one.
I know.
Is it because you went with Nick?
Yes, I went with Nick. I also wore my this outfit that I used for the calendar, the ice skating. It was all like crystals that just hung. It was amazing. I rented that to wear. And Nick told me he loved me. That was the first night he told me he loved me that night, right at midnight.
I love that.
And we had our New Year's kiss.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I love that. I love it when guys put thought into things.
Yeah.
It's not that hard, boys.
Did you ever find out who the flowers are from?
No. And Gia called the place and said she was me. And she's like, I need to know. I have a stalker. It's illegal not to tell me. Well, I don't know if she said exactly that, but that was what I threw out there.
Yeah.
And they said they can't tell her because if they promise anonymity, they won't tell you.
So somebody had them promise anonymity, or
Yeah.
Weird.
It's really weird. And I cannot figure out who it is or who would do that or who would write that in the card. And it has to be somebody who already had my phone number.
Right. So then Hef and Mary walk in. Mary said it's been a long time since she's been over at that house. And Hef says they put the rug down, which is such a weird way to say it. Like a rug, I think of like a rug.
Yeah.
Not carpet. It's I get it's kind of the same thing, but it's not. And it sounds weird to me.
And seeing Hef and Mary walk over by themselves, this is another one of those scenes where they seem like a couple to me, and it's cute.
And then you greet them and ask them if they want to see the rest of the stuff, and you take them to go show them the new bedding.
Take them to show all the new bedding, which, like I said, in a deleted scene, you can see that it was like custom made for us.
In this scene, when you're doing this, I feel like you're over Hef.
Really? How come?
I don't know. It just feels like it to me.
Like I'm being more formal with him than
yeah,
usual?
like, do you want to see the new bedding? It's cute. Like, come on. Like, I have to do this. This is part of the scene. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Let me show this to you. And then let me go back to my barbecue and hang out with the girls where I really want to be. I don't know. It just, there's a feeling to me in it.
Probably. I do not think I was in the mood. And Hef is actually, and I don't know if this was real time or if this is sound bites, but it sounds like he's being super supportive. Like you hear him say, everything looks great. You did a really great job. But I don't know if he's saying that in real life or if those are voiceovers.
I don't know either. It sounded like it was in real time. It didn't sound like voiceover to me.
But do we see him saying it? I have a problem with my DVD player. It's almost always impossible to get it to rewind. So anytime I'm like, wait, I need to see that again, I never get to.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
I would have to go back and look and see if we see him say it if we see his lips move and say it, or if it's just added in. But I feel like he would be really impressed. He loves white carpet, so he would be super excited about that. And I'm sure, loved those sheets.
Mm-hmm. I'm just surprised he was that generous with it, because just typically he's not. Like, even if I think I'm on the right track, he usually has something snarky to say, you know?
Yeah. I love the sheets. I thought they were super cute.
Yeah. And then the pièce de résistance is the sheets on the round bed, which have Hef's face printed on them. And I show that to Hef, and he goes, who wants to sleep with Hef tonight?
Yeah.
And I say, this is Angel's bed, actually. And he goes, lucky Angel.
Yeah.
And then, okay.
And then the scene.
I need to know what you remember from this, because it shows Kendra getting on the bed. And then next thing we know, Hef is on top of her. But I remember like a little more to this moment. And I don't know if you do. The way I remember this in my mind is Kendra is trying to be funny for the cameras. So she gets on the bed. And there was nothing like provocative about it. She was just like trying to be funny. It wasn't like she was asking Hef to jump on top of her.
Yeah.
But next thing I know, Hef is doing this weird, like, crawling, growling Austin Powers thing. There's like, and like crawling on top of her. And next thing you know, he's on top of her. And it grossed me out to the biggest degree you could ever get grossed out, for two reasons. One, you know when you care about somebody and they do something so cringy you want to die?
Yeah.
And that was that. Like, I was just dying and cringing for him that he was doing that on camera. But also, like, the way our relationship was at that point, it was no longer appropriate for him to do that to Kendra.
Yeah.
And for all I know, she was probably surprised he did that, because their relationship wasn't like that. So I was pissed and fuming and done. I was like, you're disgusting and embarrassing.
Yeah.
It like that was a moment. Like that, when I think of like all the moments that led up to me breaking up with Hef, like that's one of them.
I remember thinking, oh, it's very awkward, and it did give me the ick too, for like all the same reasons, but also different reasons. Like I just felt like it was just an ick. Anybody would have thought, ick, that's gross. Like
it was really gross. And I feel even out of character for him at the time, and kind of came out of nowhere. And I was so disgusted by it. And it doesn't show it on the show, so now I'm second guessing myself. But I remember there being an extra couple of beats to what he was doing, like him going "Arr," and trying to be flirty and climb on top. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God. Ew.
And Kendra even says in commentary, that's my last intimate moment between Hef and I.
Caught on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my God. And then we show Hef the stripper pole, which gets a big cackle from him. And he goes, if things don't work out at the mansion, you can always strip to us.
I know. And I'm like...
And I know people are going to ask, because Hef famously had like a prejudice against strippers. Like he didn't want strippers to be playmates. When he would talk about a girl looking like a stripper, that was a derogatory term coming from him.
Yeah.
So I know people are going to ask, why did he cackle and think the stripper pole was cute if he didn't like strippers? And I don't know. I think it was just because stripper poles at that time were so trendy.
Mm-hmm. I think so too. And I think it's because also we're just being sexy and goofy on the pole, which that's cute and sexy, but we're not actually working as that, which was different to him. I say, we're talking about New Year's again in commentary, and I say, I want a real kiss this year, not a girl kiss.
Oh, and you got one.
And I got one.
And Hef seems pretty jolly overall in the barbecue scene, which is a strong contrast to that attic scene earlier where he was so pissed that I brought the cameras in.
Yeah.
And I don't know when the attic scene was filmed.
Right.
It could have been any time. It could have been way before when we really were ordering the patio furniture. It could have been a pickup shot from like after I broke up with him for all I know.
That's what I was going to say. Like the way things are shot sometimes, like the barbecue, everything could already be done. And they'd be like, you know what? We didn't get you showing getting the approval. Can you go up there and like show them this? And even though it's already there and that whole scene's done, they sometimes would ask for stuff like that. So it's impossible to say.
If I had to guess when it was shot, I would guess it was shot after all this stuff and closer to the time I broke up with him. Just by the way I'm behaving, his reaction to it.
Yeah.
His reaction to it was probably one of the things that sent me over the edge. One of those things that's like another straw that's breaking the camel's back.
Yeah. And this is where I have in the notes too, where you say about people not helping you clean up, and Laura's the only one that helped. You said you spilled the coffee. You said you spilled the pizza, like dumped over the pizza.
Maybe I don't remember
during
that.
the painting day, not the barbecue, obviously. And that you broke a bottle of Corona. I was like, that's a lot to have happen in one day.
Yeah.
And I still don't know where I would have been. I feel like it's very out of character that I was just like, okay, peace out. Have fun.
Maybe you just moved on to whatever the next thing was.
I know. It's very strange, though.
So then we have the rest of the barbecue scene, which is a bunch of just fun footage of us sitting around eating. We're at the pool. Kendra flashes her boobs, which she makes a comment in commentary that she had to get out of there that day. So she's like, I showed up, flashed my boobs, and left.
I love how in every scene she thinks that's her contribution, that's what she needs to do. And then she's good to go.
Yeah. I think it's cute, the whole scenes of like us having fun in the backyard. But I do think they're missing something here as a viewer. I think it's almost like for us, it's great because everything's all nice and hunky dory. But as a viewer, it's maybe a little boring. And I feel like what they could have done is set up like some potential for drama to intrigue people, because you have all these girls moving into the bunny house and 3 of them are going to be competing for Playmate of the Year next year. So like set something like that up or set up like, is somebody rubbing somebody the wrong way? Like you need a little fly in the ointment.
Yeah, I could see that.
And it doesn't have to be anything crazy or hurtful or mean to anybody, but just a little something. And I say, now that we have Angel, Laura, Valerie, and Sarah living here, the Playmate house is complete. So I guess that was the lineup for a while. And I guess Kayla wasn't really living there, but maybe she was coming back and forth and staying at the mansion quite a bit.
Yeah.
And Kayla was definitely traveling with us over the summer. Did you write down a best and worst?
I did. My worst was disgruntled Hef. And I don't think it's obvious to everybody else. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I
chime in the comments if you guys are like on our Patreon or YouTube or anywhere, because I'm curious if anybody else watched this organically and thought, holy shit.
Yeah, like I see it in the furniture scene in the attic. I also see it in the bunny house scene when he comes over and he's like walking around and we haven't popped out yet. Like I feel attention. I feel like a irritation from him.
Yeah.
I don't think he likes that there's the paint all over the carpet. I don't think he likes that we're hiding from him. I don't
or that he even had to walk over there.
I don't think, that too. I think he is a good sport and it all works out, but I feel it like, oh God, this is not going good. Maybe there was something going on in the office that he was like kind of pissed that he had to walk over from, or maybe it was you guys not getting along great or whatever. And then I kind of referenced that you were in a bad mood that day. So maybe that's what I'm sensing. And then I also wrote Laura, Valerie, Angel, Kayla, Juliana. They don't all seem like they're in the same time frame to me for some reason.
They're not, because they're not. Like, this is so disjointed because we see Angel moving her stuff in and Juliana's there, but I feel like Juliana is gone before this week.
Yeah.
Because she's not there for the painting party. She's not there for the barbecue. One of the reasons I'm depressed on Laker game day is because she left.
Yeah.
So that's weird.
We've talked about it throughout the episode, so now I kind of get a little more. But when I was doing my notes, I was like, this is weird. Like, this is not even the same time frame. And then I wrote, they also seem like a slightly dangerous mix of girls. And then I wrote, unlike Tiffany Fallon, Carmela, Sarah, Allison, Janine, Monica, they all seem like a very safe group over there. This
Well,
one
these
seems
ones were
a little
supposed
more
to be a dangerous mix. Not like awful dangerous or anything like that, but I picked them because there's different personalities. You never know what's going to happen. But also it's weird because we introduce Angel and say she's going to be living there. She's not there for the painting party.
Yeah.
Was she there for the barbecue? If she was, I barely saw her.
Who? Wait, which one?
Angel. I couldn't. It was one of the things I couldn't rewind because I do say in voiceover that she's now living there. But if she's at the barbecue, we barely see her.
I think she was, but now
I feel like we see her for a second at the pool. It's weird. It's like, you're right.
Oh no, she is. She definitely is.
Okay.
She is. I remember she does like a cannonball too and gets everybody wet into the pool. And some people are like kind of
not into it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you know.
But she's not there for the painting party. So you're right. It's like it's disjointed. They're not all there at the same time.
Yeah. And then I put that the fake, sorry, I had a lot of worst kind of in this one. I felt like the car cleaning scene was fake or forced for participation in some way. Maybe it was something she really wanted to do and get on camera. But I still feel like the fact that they even filmed that and said, no, that's not interesting is crazy and desperation. And then, of course, the weird scene with Kendra and Hef on the bed.
What's your best?
My best is just the fun times between the girls. Like, those are good. It's a fun group of girls, and a lot of them we're still friends with today. I mean, we still talk to obviously Kayla and Angel and Juliana, and so it's a fun group of girls.
Yeah. Okay, my worst was definitely Hef crawling on the bed and laying on top of Kendra. Like, even just like as a core memory, it cringes me out.
You know what? It's just an ick visual that I don't need to have in my mind.
Me either. And at the time, it felt so wrong to me. And I know people probably won't understand because they're like, what? He dated multiple people the whole time he was with you. It was not appropriate at this point in time.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what anybody says. Like, I was there. I lived it. It was not appropriate.
Yeah.
It was rude. And best, I really disliked this episode. And I didn't want to because of all the girls involved. I thought I would love it. But I super disliked this episode. It left a bad taste in my mouth. I think if I had to pick a second thing I don't like about it besides Hef crawling, my next worst thing is the fact that it was just so not real time. Like, I understand why they did it. They want to introduce all these girls we're going to see throughout the season early on, but it makes no sense in the real timeline. Emotionally, it's super off.
Yeah.
I had a gross feeling maybe an hour after watching this episode. Mm-hmm. So it was hard to pick a best. I think if I had to pick a best, it was just the painting party because it was a really cute visual.
Yeah.
We had fun with the girls. Kendra even contributed, which is getting more and more rare this season.
Yeah.
And they did the cute little The More You Know graphic with her, which was fun. And I think the painting party in and of itself was a really cute, fun scene.
I think the barbecue, too.
Oh, yeah. The barbecue was like a nice day with the girls. Mm-hmm. But overall, the scene or the episode just gave me the ick. What's the next episode we're going to watch? I'm intrigued. Do you know what comes up next?
Oh, wait. I thought I did look that up, but I'm blanking.
Let me look it up because I'm curious. It could be anything because this episode or this season is so out of whack. It's Girl Crazy Part 1. We are going to... Oh, well, first we see the 55th anniversary search at the mansion, which happened in January. That was one of the first things we filmed. And I don't know where Dallas and Chicago land because Girl Crazy Part 2, it says it's definitely New York. So Girl Crazy Part 1 is probably LA and maybe like Dallas or Chicago. But I'm excited to get to that one. I haven't watched that since we did commentary.
No, me neither.
I think I'll really like it. I hope I really like it. It should be a Hef light episode and a Kendra light episode. What is she even doing in these? Because she doesn't go with us.
No idea.
Must cut back to her doing something.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for next week. We'll see you guys next week. If you'd like any more content between then and now, go to our Patreon. It's patreon.com/girlsnextlevel. Check out our merch at girlsnextlevel.shop, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.